And welcome back to Fate of the Pods, your favorite podcast for both RS3 and real life content. I'm Aerro.
And I'm Rainyday.
And we are back with another week of This Week in Podscape. And we have some pretty big ninja updates for you all to discuss today.
Yes, there's plenty of things that I need to go over. I hope the Jagex community watches this or listens to this.
Right, agreed. Because Rainy does her homework every week, 20 minutes before I tell her we're supposed to record, and then power memorizes everything for you guys. So I hope you're grateful.
Yes.
So with that, take it away.
Okay, so first up, we're gonna talk about the devaluation of the Trimmed Completionist Cape on this game.
Go on.
Okay, so there's a trim wreck, one of the more well-known ones, a classic one called Stone's Throwaway. It's the one where it takes you at least 30 weeks to complete. It's the statue, the Damarok statue, and they removed it. So there was that statue and the golden Rhiannon statue, and that one was you can just grind it out. And I guess they made it to where you can grind this one out too, which is dumb, because this one was released ages ago, and so was Trim Completionist Cape. So that was, in my opinion, one of the requirements that should have stayed put forever.
Agreed. It almost doesn't seem like a point to have two now. They might as well just have one of them. If you can do them both now at whatever speed you want, what's the point in doing both of them?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that is I feel like if you are making a true transition, have not done any of their trim requirements, if you're going just from comp to just trim, I think even if you are a super duper heavy player, maybe not. I guess I don't know. But I feel like for the average player, you're not getting it done in 30 weeks anyway. Right?
Yeah.
Or do you think that someone could? I guess with Castle Wars gone, a lot of your time is cut off.
Well, yeah, but I'm somebody that didn't do the Castle Wars requirement, but that one was actual time played, time consuming. But this one, it wasn't grindy or unhealthy. You just had to be patient.
Right.
And if you think about it, it's kind of satisfying just watching your quick chat for that requirement go up each week, because you're oh, I'm waiting. And it also kind of makes you pace out all the other trim requirements left. So you're oh, I can knock this one out. I don't know. There was this one, I feel just could have been kept.
I agree.
Because even when you finish it, 30 weeks kind of flies by.
Yeah, and like you said, once you get into a habit of every Tuesday or Wednesday after reset, whatever day it is, and I have my routine, this is what I do to get this rock, and I can get all of them done in a quick amount of time, because I have it my routine that I do every single week. That's what I kind of liked about it, actually. It's oh, it's that time of the week, it's time to do rocks.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But along with that, they also kind of made some quality of life changes to the statues. So if your bank is full, wait, actually, no, let me backtrack. Your golden rocks and strange rocks will be sent to the bank if you don't have enough backpack space. And let's say your bank is full and your inventory is full, that's the only chance where you'll miss out on a rock if space is required for that rock. Because there's a lot of skills where for example, a log, if you're fletching it, it just takes out that item and a rock is replaced, and your bank, you usually notice if it's full, so that the chances of that happening are minuscule, but
right.
Yeah.
You should know, yeah, when you're doing stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure. And there's no reason for your bank. If your bank is full, And you, especially if you have a 1470 bank spaces, this is off topic, but you reminder to clean your bank. Um,
Right.
Thanks.
Please and thanks. So to segue kind of off of that, with the rock changes, or the golden and strange rock changes for the trim completionist cape, they did add some new enhancers in game that you can now get, and they are an agile outfit enhancer, a construction contract enhancer, Anachronia base camp enhancer, invention task enhancer, and a Menaphos city quest enhancer. So essentially, and I think we have one more thing to talk about later too. They are kind of cutting back on total trim time with today's update, because I wish I would have had some of these enhancers. The construction contract, oh my god, I would have funneled every single, all probably 200 of my unused enhancers that I've just been collecting from Moss since I trimmed, would have gone into that construction contract enhancer.
Yeah, even though I think the construction contract, I'm pretty sure it's a comp requirement, but that still applies because you need comp cape to trim.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Um, and even the what's it called? The Anachronia base camp enhancer definitely helps if you're trying to get those
Yeah,
faster.
when you're like me and have to do over 150 laps to get those damn essential oils.
Yeah.
Okay, can we do a timeout real quick?
Yes.
Remember when do you know what I'm gonna say?
Yes.
Okay. Remember when Anacronia first came out and I was doing laps to get the essential oils for the base camp or whatever, and I was and I had a group chat and Rainy was in it, and I was like, when am I gonna get these damn essential oils? And she's like, for your house or what?
Dude, I remember, yeah.
She's like, lavender, peppermint. Good shit.
Yeah, I was like, well, why? Like, just get them.
Just go get them, yeah.
It wasn't that simple. The invention task enhancer, is that the one where you get to unlock like cool stuff?
Yeah.
One of them's from like the goblin area, Dorgish Khan.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking it's okay? Cool.
Yeah, there's different like trees or whatever, the tech trees that you can like pick one side or the other. And I think you have to eventually unlock all of them. For either, I don't know if it's for comp or trim, but either way, you have to do it.
The last one, sorry, I had to mention it. This enhancer would have been a game changer because the Sandy requirement from Menaphos, I hated completing those city quests. So the 100% reputation would have kind of been there. We need to let Daisy know.
Oh, true. Daisy, I know you're flopping out there somewhere, but Jack X was looking out for you today. And we'll get to more of how else they were looking out for you later. Okay. So a quick little tidbit on pets. Creeping Hand, Geckos. Yeah, Creeping Hand and Geckos are the only ones that have been converted to an like a real pet to an interface pet. So you can find them now at the interface system.
And one last thing to mention, another devaluation of the Trimmed Completionist Cape, the Conquistador requirement, the one where you need a rank of 1250 is now removed, which sucks because it was doable. Like there was no reason they removed that. Keep it in there. Thousands of people did it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to talk about a requirement they should remove: broken home. That one would help.
You're just so scared to do it.
So true, bestie.
Okay, anyone who's listening to this, comment, reach out, do something. Do you guys want like a podcast of Rainy Day doing the speed run requirement of Broken Home like live on podcast? Because I think that'd be very funny.
I'd be shaking the entire time, but...
And I will come as a support for her, not sober, just screaming at her. Would any of you would like to listen to that? Please comment below. Okay. So moving on, Rainy, you have some Grand Exchange updates for us?
Oh yes. Okay, so they adjusted a lot of the limits for many items. Too many to list. But we're gonna list a few of the important ones. Um, for any of those people that would stock up on feathers and dart tips and arrows um,
Yes.
for fletching, game changer. Like the limit is no longer 5 or 10K, it's now 100,000. So you no longer have to get your clannies to like stock up. So
True. Same.
big.
Yeah. Same thing with talismans. They used to be 500. Now it's 5,000. So
And
come.
spirit shards too, 10K to 500K.
Yeah.
What else? There's a few others that are worth mentioning. There's a few of them that like who when they came out, who thought of this like buy limit. One of them is like pterosaur mall pieces. It's something crazy like 100 down to two.
Right.
The hell, I don't. I guess merch, but yeah, I guess a lot of this has kind of will solve some economic issues. And the last one I wanted to mention was potion bombs. Their limit was 100, but now it's 1,000, so that kind of helps too.
That is nice. Perfect. Well, I'm glad I can no longer buy 1,000 trim masterwork armors in a buy
Yeah.
limit time. Sad.
Oh, what are you gonna do now?
So I guess the biggest update of this week was a lot of quality of life improvements. Ninja Team was working away, and they have brought us a bunch of stuff. So let's get into the nitty gritty here. We're gonna head to Ranch Out of Time. Is that correct, Rainy?
Yes, yes, it is. Uh, do you want to? Okay, I was geeked out about this one. I'm sure Daisy will be too.
Yes.
So there's a notice board at both POF and Ranch Out of Time. That way, you don't have to talk to the people in rocking chairs to like change the sellers or the buyers, I should say. Now there's a notice board, and you can simply click and change the buyers. And it also tells you how many you sold, how many more you can sell. It's just go check it out. It helps a lot. It
Yes.
will help a lot. So
Yes. It makes so if you're not sure how many you've sold, I think that's like the biggest thing. I mean, from someone who has done all the requirements is like, I don't know if like had I sold enough to, my medium pen person yet. So the fact that it's kind of keeping track is awesome.
yeah,
Also,
the most annoying thing for me was like sorry to cut you off, but like having to press like I only wanted to change my large animals and I would have to go through the small and medium ones to get to the large. Like no.
right.
But yeah.
So the ongoing joke, we've mentioned Daisy a couple times now. She's one of our long-term RuneScape friends who's recently come back to the game after like 4 years, was trimmed before she left, and is now coming back and has to do all like the player on farm and Ranch Out of Time stuff. And Daisy's a fun time in the sense that sometimes she doesn't know what she's doing. So the other week when we are kind of helping her, Rainy and I are helping her along with her trim requirements, and she's like, you guys, I hate POF. I hate player owned farms so much. Nothing's breeding. I'm sitting here waiting. Nothing's effing breeding. Blah 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 blah. And she's like, I've done everything. I looked at all the guides. I can't, like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is gonna take forever. What? She's freaking out. And I'm like, all right, well, there's probably a reason why. Do you have like everything unlocked? Like, did you have the thing bought where animals can breed in pens? Oh no. Okay, so let's get that first. And then the next time she bring it up, oh, my animals aren't breeding again. Well, go through the list. First on the list is, do you accidentally have 2 males or 2 females in a pen? And she's like, okay, 2 of my pens are just lesbians. And I was like, yep, let's start there. So an update like this that kind of keeps track of numbers and things is good for players like Daisy.
Yeah. And like to like go further into like Daisy's situation, like shout out to her because she trimmed ages ago before she quit, and so she had to do Castle Wars and the 30 weeks of like the requirement that they took out, and like 4 years later she comes back to so many other heavily time gated requirements like
Right.
POF and root, the base camp, like a bunch of skills now 120. But yeah, so
A lot to
we
catch
wish
up
her
on.
all the luck. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna quickly do some Glaceo updates since it came out. I posted this on Reddit, so thank you if maybe I wasn't the one who like caused this to happen. But now, when you quick chat your Reaper assignment that is the Arc Glaceo, it doesn't say no task anymore. It says it should hopefully say your Arc Glaceo task. So that was one of the updates. Some people were having issues that were for whatever reason massing in normal mode, and now the drops are going to the top 3 players or the top 3 damagers of the kill. Drops will no longer spawn below the boss. I know for some people in certain drops, at certain enrages, they were unable to grab or be able to access the drop. I don't know where it was spawning for them, but it was inaccessible, and hopefully that is now fixed. And now people are also having issues after a hard mode kill not being able to leave the arena. That should now be fixed as well.
Yeah, that one, I think there was a clanmate / friend of mine that couldn't leave, and it really sucked because they were like in the middle of a streak too. So
right,
I'm glad they fixed that issue.
Or like if you're a hardcore Iron Man and it's like I'm, preparing for a kill, and then once that kill's done, I would tell you away, gear up again, come back. If you're unable to leave, that would
super scary.
No bueno. All right, what else is on our list, Rainy?
So I think now we have a bunch of fixes that like things that were broken that are now fixed. The most notable one, it's been like going on for like 1 or 2 weeks now. The whole mess up that was Reaper assignments.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure they fixed most of what needed to be fixed. For example, you don't get the first and second bosses of the elite dungeons anymore. I don't think you're going to be getting like 20 Yakamaru tasks either.
That's hilarious though.
That's gonna be really important.
I think the interface had some issues. I think first, people that were able to select task only were able to select from like that first like panel that came up. Like there wasn't
actually. Sorry.
Oh.
I thought that was the case too, but there was an option for like next, so you could access all of them.
I thought it was that without the next, and then they put the next in, and now we're back to.
We're back to what it was, but I swear I always had the next option, and if you didn't, I'm really sorry, but I was not on the same boat as you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just all we know now. It's back to the way it used to be. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Jinx.
And they do talk a little bit about soft versus hard conditions or requirements for certain boss assignments. So the Reaper should not be giving you or assigning you any Reapers that you don't have access to. For example, it shouldn't be giving you a Magister Reaper if you don't have 115 Slayer.
That's pretty helpful.
So hopefully things are now squared away with Reaper.
Yes.
Knock on wood until the end of this month, I'm guessing, when the next front comes out. Or maybe it's not this month. I don't know. I'm speculating.
Yeah. They made a bunch of other changes too that like would take too long to list out. One of them being there was a broken home one. Let me Control F. Found it. It was right in front of my fucking eyes. You must now use the grand piano key on the piano to unlock a door to the south. What the fuck? I think that's an extra step that's gonna take off of my 37-minute time limit. I'm so fucking screwed. There's no hope for me.
It's gonna end up being a 4-hour podcast because you're gonna fail so many times.
Yeah. Oh.
That's okay. So other than that, what was the one funny one that you saw, Rainy?
Oh, the ice fiends on Ice Mountain will no longer attack using fire. You know how big that fucking is? Like,
honestly, if you're an ice fiend and can use fire, more power to you. But other than that, there are a lot of pretty small changes. I think we highlighted the big ones today for this podcast. So yeah, thank you for listening to This Week in Podscape. We have new videos, audios, I don't know, whenever I can convince Rainy to get online.
Yeah. We've been trying to we were doing good 2 times a week, and now it's back to 1 time a week, but it's gonna at least be once a week always, with twice a weeks for most of them. And also please join our Discord.
Yes, I will link the Discord in the whatever section below the video. Come join us. We have a lot of things in the works behind the scenes going on that this fall is going to be fun. Let's just say that the rest of 2021 will be fun for Fate of the Pods.
Yes, big things are coming.
Yes. So like always, thank you guys for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.
Yes. Bye. Keep the faith.